Hi everyone, welcome back to Wildwood Cottage and welcome back to Wales. It's lovely to have you here today. Another week. Gosh, doesn't the weekend go quick? Seems to fly by these days. Don't seem to do much on the weekend. Well, maybe that's a good thing because it means I'm getting a rest. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well and that you all had a good weekend. I had a lovely weekend. I had my family around, so that was really nice. And I got another new rose, so I'll show you that as well in this video. I got Wallerton Old Hall, I think. I haven't looked in the box yet, you know. I gave them a couple to choose from, and I'm assuming that's what it is, so we'll have a look at that together. Today is a bit mixed. The weather's not very nice, so I'm not sure I'm going to get much done today in the garden. Yeah, just generally I'm going to have a bit of a bitty video today, a bit of a bitty pottering video. But the weather, as you can see, it's very changeable. We had a thunderstorm this morning, about 6:30 this morning. A massive deluge of rain that looked like Armageddon out the window. And yeah, it just generally feels like autumn. I've got my big woolly jumper on that I wear in the winter. It's ridiculous. Should be wearing dresses and skirts and summer tops and things, but not in Wales at the moment. It feels like autumn. Even the leaves are starting to turn a bit brown. So that's a bit worrying because it makes me think we're going to have an early autumn. But yeah, I'm looking through this book at the moment. Vegan Cooking for Beginners. I've been looking at a recipe. I'm going to make some hummus. I'm going to make my porridge in a minute. So we'll go in the kitchen. I'm going to show you my hummus recipe that I've decided to make. So we're going to have a look at that in case you want to make that as well. It's a spicy hummus with a bit of tomato paste, a bit of garlic, a bit of lemon juice and a bit of hemp seed oil. So I'll show you the recipe for that in case you want to make it. It's really nice, really healthy. I have been on a slight diet. I've been cutting out bread and cutting out coffee and I've lost 1/2 stone. I'm really pleased. I weighed myself the other day and I've lost 7 pounds. So yeah, I'm really pleased in 5 weeks. So that's been really good. I feel a lot healthier and a lot better. Excuse the noise. The chickens can hear me. They haven't been fed yet and they think I should go down and feed them. So I'm going to go and do that in a minute as well. I'm going to do a garden tour video for you, but you know, there's not much to show you at the moment. It's awful. The garden's terrible. There's hardly any flowers, there's hardly any roses. The wind seems to have finished everything off. And the garden's very wet like the Somme. So the best place at the moment is the polytunnel. And I showed you that the other day, so I don't want to show you that today. But yeah, we'll just have a little mooch to see what's happening today. And hang out together. As you can see, the sun's coming back out. Can't make his mind up. We haven't had any more problems with the stoat. Mr. Stoat hasn't been back this weekend. There's no signs of any tunnelling. So he seems to have got the message, I think. But I'm not letting them out too much at the moment. I'm not going to take any chances until I know for certain that he hasn't been back. It's not worth the risk. I don't want to lose my girls. I love my girls. So really enjoy having them. I really enjoy hanging out with them. And I wouldn't want anything to happen to them on my watch because I haven't been vigilant. So yeah, that's hence the noise. They're having to stay in a bit more until I know it's safe. So yeah, anyway, I was talking to the bee man at the back the other day, and apparently you can now buy the honey that I get in Marks and Spencer's. It's very tasty, very enjoyable. So if you want to buy any, do pop yourself along to Marks and Spencer's, and you can get yourself a jar of honey like I have, and it's absolutely delicious. I paid, I think, £5 for my jar. And I bought the Welsh heather honey and it's gorgeous. It's absolutely delicious. So if you do want it, I'll pop the details in the description bar below and you can have a look for that for yourselves. So let's go and get on with the video. Here we are. Come on, in we go. Come on, let's go in. Good morning, Pippo. Say hello, Grace, to everybody. Say, Grace doesn't think much about the day either. She says it's a little bit wet. There's the other two. Grace is always looking for food. She thinks she should have something else. Are you coming out, Pippa? Pippa just wants to do an egg. You coming out? You staying in? Just shut the door. She's a funny bird. Oh, here she comes. She's coming to keep an eye on everybody. Aren't you, Pippa? Come on then. Oh, I can see egg number 4 down there. What are they doing down there? We've got a nice collection of eggs down there. Right, so that's the girls sorted out. Right, so I thought I'd just show you a few of the things that I'm going to be eating today. I'm back on my diet and I've lost half a stone in the last 5 weeks, so I'm really pleased. I've cut out coffee, and I think I've shown you this before, but this is what I'm drinking instead. It's called Whole Earth Wake Up, and it's a coffee alternative, and like I say, it smells like coffee, tastes like coffee, looks like coffee. You can add almond milk to it, and you don't need dairy milk, so I can cut down on my dairy. So that's good enough for me. It's about £4 a jar, but it lasts for ages. I'm only having one a day, and I've started drinking tea as well, so that's been good for me. I'm not drinking as much tea as I was coffee, so that's handy. For lunch today, for breakfast, I'm going to have some porridge oats. I'm going to soak them in hot water. You're supposed to soak them overnight, but it's a spur of the moment thing that I decided I was going to have this morning. So I'm going to soak them for an hour in some hot water and have that with banana. I've got my green smoothie with spinach out of the polytunnel. It's got cucumber, it's got celery, an apple, an avocado and water. So that's what's in that one. Then for lunch, I'm having some oatcakes and I'm going to make some homemade hummus. So I've got some chickpeas and some cashews. You put a lemon juice in it, some lemon juice in it, and I've got some hemp seed oil instead of olive oil. So I'm going to do a recipe for that now and show you that. And then for tea, we've got lentil lasagna, and I'm making it gluten-free. These are gluten-free pasta sheets, and they work really well. They're made from rice. They work just the same way as what you would use ordinary pasta sheets, but we're both trying to cut down on our wheat consumption at the moment because I want to lose some weight and my husband wants to cut it down as well because he wants to be healthy. So I'm making that, and I'm making it with green lentils, a tin of green lentils, a tin of chopped tomatoes out my food storage, some peppers, some mushrooms, some aubergine, and I think that will be that for the lasagna with some cheese on the top. I'm going to make my own tomato sauce, I'm going to make my own roux, and that will be that. So that's the meals for today. Feeling a lot better, feeling really healthy. So I'll show you in a minute when I'm doing the hummus, but I'm just going to prepare my porridge oat. Right, so this is my new rose I got off my brother for my birthday. Beautiful flowers, and it's come full of flowers. I just love the shape of the petals and everything. It's just beautiful. It's a David Austin one again, and this one's a Rambler, and it's got so many beautiful buds on it. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It's delicious. Smells fruity. Oh, It smells absolutely beautiful. So let's have a look at the label. David Austin, yeah, Wallerton Old Hall, there you go. Healthy climber, producing stems and producing few thorns and many stems. Helps to put my glasses on, doesn't it? It's a fragrance climbing rose, and it'll grow up to 2.5 metres, which that is a good size rose. Repeat flowering. Let's have a look. It says choose a sunny position. Soak compost thoroughly before planting. Yep. Prepare ground. Yep. Firm soil but not excessively. And water thoroughly. So Old Wallerton Hall, if you want it. David Austin. I think he got it on Amazon. I'm not sure. I'm sure he said he bought it on Amazon. But it's lovely. So yeah, if you want one of these yourself, I highly recommend it. Look at that delightful flower. I'm so looking forward to seeing it in the garden. I am tempted to put it where Pilgrim is, with Gabriel Oak, because I just think that would be gorgeous. But then I'm also tempted to pop it next to the house where Dublin is, by the door, and then I get this fragrance as I come in. So yeah, we're going to have to, I'm not going to put it out at the moment because I don't want these flowers getting battered by the wind. I may put it round the side by the back door, so it is outside. But yeah, happy lady, you know what I'm like with my roses. And this is a beautiful rose. Something's been having a nibble. Look at that pesky little blighter. That looks like a mouse. I don't know. Let's have that for my lunch now. Have you seen my courgettes? I grow the yellow ones. I always think I should grow something different to what you get in the supermarket. Seems the mice like them as well. This is a good little patch, this is a good little patch, this. It's the side of the polytunnel. And I've got quite a bit growing in here. Still doing well, because we've had a lot of rain. I've got some little flowers coming on my aubergines, and a bit of aubergine as well. You can see that. Little baby one, just there. I've got amaranth. The aubergine, does it say what they are? Don't know whether that's a variety, but there's the label. I got them from Lidl. I've got some kale, some nice curly kale. That was a pak choy. I've got some spinach, and it's been lovely in our green juices in the morning. We've been having them as green juices. I've got some cucumbers, but they seem a bit slow, so I might move them inside once the ones inside have finished. But I've got some more courgettes here, but these seem a little bit slower. Some more spinach, some more kale. I've got another little courgette coming down there. But again, they're a bit slow. That one seems to be romping ahead compared to the others. As you can see, it's a lovely little speck. I've got my spinach, but I don't know what to do with this. We put it in the smoothie yesterday. I just love the colours. The contrast between the green and that pink is beautiful. It was a plant I bought off the market. I think it was last year or the year before. No, it was the year before. And it didn't grow last year. But then this beautiful plant came back up this year. So I'm really pleased with that. So I'm going to try and grow that every year. It's one that will come back by itself. There's another courgette there, and look at the size of the leaves. Seems to be doing really well there, seems to like it. So that's really good. I think it's a butternut squash, but I'm not sure. It doesn't look like a butternut squash, does it? with some sort of squash anyway. And I've got 2 or 3 on this plant. So I need to do something to get them to get in the sun and to get them to trail. So as might take a couple of the leaves off, and then the sun can get in to my flowers and the wildlife can find them. So there we go, that's that. I've got another one growing up the trellis there that's going to grow up the side of the polytunnel. I've got some more spinach to go in, but I need to clear the bed for that to go in because I think this is a bit full now. And I need to sow some more for in the polytunnel for in the winter. These are my Jerusalem artichokes. I need to take the tops off them, I think, because they're getting a bit tall. And I want them to put all the growth into the tubers so I can get them for the winter for making soup. Let's see what else we've got I can show you. Oh yeah, these are my Cape gooseberries. I got these in Lidl. And I didn't know they would grow so big. But oh look! Look, I've got a Cape gooseberry. Oh, how exciting! Look at that, I've never grown them before. Oh, how fabulous. And it looks like I'm going to get some more because I've got flowers, look. But no, I've never grown these before. I'll definitely grow them again. They look a bit like potatoes. A bit like potato flowers. Oh, I'm made up with that. Lovely little Cape gooseberry, look at that. I mean, even if I only get one, I've grown it myself, haven't I? Can't see any more, but there's plenty of flowers. I've got my sweet peas in here as well. And I've got another Cape gooseberry here, but no flowers or anything on it. But there's some little, looks like little buds coming through just here. So yeah, isn't that exciting? Oh wow. Didn't think that'd happen. So yeah, that's my Cape gooseberries. And then down here, I've got my grapevine. I'm not sure where to plant that yet. I was thinking of planting it along here, but I'm not sure. Because I was also thinking of doing a bit of an archway here and planting it here. So that then takes you into the side of the polytunnel where all the fruit's going to be. So that's that. Let's have a little look in here. Now, this on the ground here was a hazel tree. And I didn't realise it had hazelnuts on it when I cut it off. I didn't check it, did I? But look at the dent it's put in my hedge. So it was growing really, really tall and it was blocking out all the light on my rhubarb. And I thought, you know what? The squirrels will probably eat all the nuts anyway. They may still ripen on the branches. So I'm not going to chuck them in the compost heap just yet. But it looks like it's a good year for hazelnuts this year. So that's good. So I'm going to leave all the branches as they are, put them up the back of the garden and hope that those nuts ripen. So that'll be really handy. My walking stick kale's gone a bit bonkers because it's not been a good year for butterflies at the moment. I think it's been too wet. So yeah, my walking stick kale's gone a bit crazy. But this is its 3rd year, this one, and I've got another 2 in the flower border, so that's really handy. My onions disappeared. I think the birds ate them, or the mice. Pesky little blighters, look like they've been eating them. But I have got some shallots coming, so even if I just get 1 or 2 shallots, I'm not that bothered. It was just chuck them in, because I had them, bought them, forgot to plant them, so I just chucked them in to see what would happen. But yeah, the shallots seem to have done better than the onions, and as you can see, there's onions on the surface of the soil, so I think someone's been having a nibble. So we'll plonk these back in. There is 1 or 2 there, but not many. I mean, it looks like someone ran off with me shallots over there as well, so this has just gone crazy. This is a wild raspberry. Needs to come out. I'm going to plant it up the back end of the garden, at the back of the chickens in that new patch that I'm going to be doing. So that needs sorting out because there's a load of strawberries under there. Didn't get any strawberries, the mice ate them. Been too wet to come out in the garden, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm going to dig all that out. As you can see, it's all really dark under there. And plant them up the back end of the garden. This here is my surprise crop of potatoes. Planted them last year in September, thinking that they'd grow for me to get a harvest for Christmas. Didn't see a thing, thought the mice had ate the lot. And this is my surprise crop this year. So, well, one of them, the other one was my Russian kale. But yeah, really pleased with it. I've got some flowers appearing over there. If I can get over to show you. Got some flowers appearing there, so they're growing. These are main crop potatoes, so I'm going to leave them until September, till all these tops die off, and then I'm going to dig them up. In here, look at all my red currants. The fruit cage is working and paying off. I have had to rescue a few birds out, but today I'm going to try and harvest these red currants. But first off, I need to do the hedge down there, so I'm going to get the hedge cutter out and do that. But yeah, because Mr. Stoat likes to come through this way, so I'm going to hack the hedge right the way back so it's nice and narrow. He can't have anywhere to hide, and he can't use it as a thoroughfare to get backwards and forwards to the hens, because I think this is the route he's been using to get down there to where the chickens are at the other end, because it's nice and concealed. And I have seen him coming out the other end, down that end down there, so I want to make that a bit more difficult for him. But I need to get in here and harvest all my fruit. So I've got red gooseberries in there, green gooseberries, black currants, white currants, and these beautiful abundant red currants. So before anything else gets in there to get them, I need to get in, because the wind's been battering them and knocking them off all over the floor. So that's a job for today, even if I have to do it in a raincoat. I'm going to do that. But yeah, there's not much happening in this part of the garden. The rhubarb's been rubbish because of the weather, but I might harvest all the stalks off the top and put them in jars for the winter and see if I can get a second flush. If I put a load of compost on it, what I used to do actually was, when I used to use the bucket in the shed, was put that on my rhubarb, and my rhubarb was fabulous, absolutely fabulous in my allotment. So do you know, I might start doing that. I know it sounds disgusting, but if I pee in a bucket in the house, I could dilute it and chuck it on the garden. So that's my thoughts with that one. These here were supposed to be butternut squash, but they seem a bit slow. And I think it's because this is in the way, this raspberry. So there's not as many flowers on here, but they do seem to be growing. There's a few flowers. So if I rescue it from the raspberry, then I might get something. But what I'm thinking of doing is putting some bamboo canes up, putting a frame up and growing it up some bamboo canes. Yeah, they're butternut squash, there's the label. But there doesn't seem to be any. Oh, there's one here. There's one there, but that's about it. So, a bit slow because of the weather probably. They really need the sun. They really need some warmth. And it's been feeling like winter. So that's that. Another job I've got to do today is my tomatoes. And I think that's about it really. So I'm just going to go in and try and go in and harvest my red currants. Put the chickens in their little run for a bit while I go and harvest my red currants. And I'm going to go and pick some of them. But I think that's it for today. So I'm going to go and get on with my jobs, go and get these red currants picked, and I'll see you in the next video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe. It does help me to grow my channel here on YouTube. Thank you to everybody for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye bye.